Hello, guys. Welcome to the panel. A day in the life of nobody's sausage. I want to introduce you the representative of Nobody's Sausage, Marina Menagon.
That's right. Hi. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, I was really nervous about pronouncing your surname, but I think I got it.
Oh, don't worry, I have the same problem.
Let's sit. Thank you very much for coming. I know it's not your first day in Comic Con. How are you enjoying this so far?
It's really good, especially Lithuania in general. I'm very surprised and I'm staying here for a bit longer.
Where are you from originally?
Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, so you like Lithuania. When did you arrive?
I arrived on, was it Wednesday, I think?
Oh, okay, Wednesday. What did you see? Only Lit Expo, this expo, or did you, had a time to walk around a bit?
Oh, I did. Definitely did. Walked around Vilnius, went to Trakai as well.
Oh, I talked to Devin, so you went on the same...
No.
No?
No, he did. He went as well.
Yeah, he said he was around Vilnius, he went to Trakai. Yeah, okay. So I guess that's, the best we can offer around Vilnius is Trakai. Okay, so you're enjoying it so far?
Yes, thank you.
Have you tried anything to eat in Lithuanian?
Not traditional Lithuanian food, just other foods.
Okay. Let's just talk about what we all are here for, Nobody's Sausage. It's a worldwide phenomenon. Can you describe the team behind this project?
Yeah, sure. As you introduced me, I'm Marina. I'm the head communicator for Nobody's Sausage. So basically the team is very tight, even though we have, it looks like we post a lot and we create.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, we create a lot of content. We only have one animator behind everything. So on the day-to-day basis, the only team would be kūrėjo, the creator of Nobody's Sausage and animator, and myself. But also to deal with business and everything, we also have Humberto, but on the day-to-day basis, just the two of us.
So it's a duet?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, how many followers and subscribers you have right now? Do you remember?
Across social media, over 32 million.
Insane. 2 people, 32 million.
Yeah.
17 million apiece. Let's call it that way. How, different roles, because you said Kyle is an animator and creator. You're a communicator. I guess you do brainstorms together and all of this. How do your different roles contribute to your overall success?
Yeah, okay, that's a great question. Kyle would be the creative mind behind Nobody's Sausage. So he deals with all the storyboards, all the creations. He does this 24/7. He only thinks about Nobody's Sausage, which is fun. It's great. He's always having like insights and everything. And I'm the practical one, kinda. I deal with clients, I come to events, I meet the fans, which I love it because I'm the communicator. So for me, it's great, and for both of us, it works really well.
How did it all begin? Do you remember how this project began? Can you talk us? Because I think a lot of us here would dream maybe one day to, I don't know, start something that would generate 32 million followers.
Yeah, sure. Well, as I mentioned, Kyle, the creator, before he created Nobody's Sausage, before the 32 million followers, he was a motion graphic designer. And for all of you that don't know the technical parts of animation, motion graphic is a bit, even though it's also an animation, sort of, it's different from character animation. Character animation is a completely different technique. So he had been an animator of motion graphic for over 15 years. And then one day he decided that he wanted to try out character animation and learn the technique and learn the softwares. So Nobody's Sausage became as a test drive. Nobody's Sausage was just a way of testing out new softwares and character animation. And then he posted one day on TikTok and he woke up with thousands and thousands of likes and comments and followers. And then I came in to start out replying all of you guys because there were a lot of comments. And then out of the blue, like a couple of months later, we became a hit and we became kind of like a brand.
Wow, that's suddenly like overnight. I really, would like to know what it's like to be in the merits in the beginnings of when everything is exploding, the popularity is exploding. How do you handle that? I mean, because you said you had millions of comments to try to reply, and that takes time. You also are growing, so you have to think about new things and how to manage that because you are only two people.
Yeah, of course we can't manage everything. We can't reply to all the comments. That's why I think events like this one, Comic Con, it's really good to see people. You come to this stand, you see that there are people behind it. So I think this is one way, but we do try to reply as much as we can. Kyle, as I mentioned, he's 24/7 on social media and on Nobody Sausage. I focus more on clients. So we divided by I take care of clients, he takes care of the animations and the comments and everything. But it is a lot and it takes very long hours.
You touched a bit, but can you tell me, can you walk through a typical day of a creator of Nobody's Sausage? Just a typical day,
Yeah, sure. For me, it would be a bit different. My typical day would be the boring stuff, emails, talking to clients, meetings. And then there's the fun part where we travel to events like this one. And I love it. I love traveling. But then Kael's day-to-day life is a bit like 10 to 12 hours of creating, of animating. And it's very technical. There's a lot of physics behind it. So there is the more laid back part where he's thinking of ideas and we talk through the ideas, I thought about creating this video, but also there is the technical part of animating. So it takes most of his days, like 12 hours a day to animate everything and, handle everything.
How do final ideas get done? How do you, because there's only two of you, I guess, brainstorming, and how do you finalize them?
Oh, we brainstorm separately. Kyle comes up with pretty much all of the ideas. He's really creative, and I'll give him that. He's like a true artist.
Yeah, but you need someone to talk to sometimes because artists have thousands of great ideas.
Yeah.
Somebody has to tell them that this is maybe not as good,
I think I would be the one to maybe tone him down. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you should go into another direction. But pretty much, I think he's really, really good at filtering the ideas. And I think the creative process is really interesting because you start out with something and then you end up with something completely different. So throughout the steps, throughout the creation, it changes path and it's okay, it's great.
Do you have a routine right now? Has it become a routine, or is it still amazing and everything's exploding and everything's creative and or is it become more and more routine work for you?
I think since I don't animate myself, I could be more flexible. But the good part about being a two-person team is that you can be flexible with what you create and your working hours and everything. So I think in that sense, it's really good. But we mostly have like a strict routine when it involves clients, because then, of course, there's the delivery date and there's the storyboard, and it involves a third party instead of just the two of us.
So it becomes more of a, I don't know, structural, or is it more difficult to work with somebody else? I mean, your partners, sponsors, and so on, or is it better because you have another idea, another brain behind the idea?
Okay, so Kyle used to work with agencies before when he was a motion graphic designer. So he was really, when Nobody Sausage first started out, he was really used to the agency routine, which means that the client wants what they want and you have to create it. So at first, when we first started working with other clients, it was very like inside a box. It was very strict, and we had to follow through with everything that the client wanted. But nowadays, like 4 years later, it's very important for us, and it's very important to Kyle, that the clients understand the creative minds behind Nobody Sausage and trust the judgment behind Nobody Sausage, you know? I think Nobody Sausage is a hit by itself, so you have to trust the artist's judgment and the artist's creative side. So it is flexible on that end. We make it very clear that, you know, of course, very nicely, that's my part, but we make it very clear that we need to have the room to be creative and the room to decide what works best and doesn't work best in Nobody Sausage's universe. But there are steps that we have to follow and that we like to follow. For example, I received the briefing and I tell Kyle what the guidelines for the product or the service is and what client it is. And then Kyle will work on a storyboard, and then the storyboard, after the storyboard and script is approved, we have to work on still images for the client to see how the colors turn out. And then after the stills, there's the animatic, which is a very rough, like, you don't see the characters, it's really funny, it's just like the physics behind the animation. It's like the behind the scenes. So it's just the movements. And after the animatic is approved, and that's when we render the final animation. So that's where what the client gets, like the final product. So there are more strict steps and a strict routine when it involves clients and not just us.
Does that stricken a bit, put creators in a sort of a cage? You know, you can't do whatever you want because you have to deal with sponsors and brands and teams and marketing.
Yeah, it's been working so far to, you know, the first few meetings that you have with clients, just making sure that they understand that we like, and Kyle likes, to have the liberty to create and to understand what the sausage world requires and what will work best.
How long does that take? You know, a brand name X, for example, I don't know, X or Y or whatever, calls you and says, I want to collaborate. And since that first email or first phone call till the video is showing up, how typically, what time frame are we talking about?
It really depends. I'm sure everybody answers this, but it really depends on the project. When working with animation, you have to understand how many characters there will be on the animation, if there's going to be any background, if there's going to be any clothing or hair. So for animation, you have to work each layer, and there's, you know, loads of it. And Kyle uses, so many softwares. So it really depends on the complexity of each video. But we've had projects that we could start a negotiation and deliver the final product in like a month. And there were others where we took like almost a year. Like, of course, it was a longer video, but you know, it really depends.
A year, that's a lot. Every artist, no matter how talented, and you guys are definitely talented, and Kyle obviously is talented, but sometimes, you know, you run dry, you run low, it's just a normal part of being a creator. Where do you get inspirations? Where do Nobody Sausage creators find their inspiration? Do you have anything special? Like we go on a mountain, we meditate.
Something like that. Honestly, it is something like that. I'll have to answer this one for Kyle, because he's the creative driver of Nobody Sausage, and it does happen a lot. I think it's good for everyone to know that even though there's a lot of videos being posted and, you know, most of them are really funny and really creative, the creativity runs dry. It does every so often, especially when you work with it like from 10 to 12 hours a day. It's a lot of work, like 24/7. So it does run dry more often than not. And Kyle always tells me that he likes to meditate, honestly, meditate and yoga, but especially talking to people, seeing people, and trying to distract yourself, because if you You're sitting on a chair, looking at your computer. You know, the creativity juices are not going to float. You know, to flow through. So I think, yeah, take some time off.
So what outside sources have influenced Nobody Sausage? Can you, name a few where maybe you've heard Kael saying, I saw something on a bus in the street, or I saw a video or something, and I just had an idea.
He really likes animes. I'm not sure if you pronounce it like that. In Portuguese, it would be anime. So animes, video games, and, cartoons. We were talking about it yesterday, and he said at the start of Nobody Sausage, he was really inspired by SpongeBob. So it's just like a funny, silly character,
Yeah, it's okay. SpongeBob, that's actually awesome. Future plans. What are the future plans for Nobody Sausage?
At the moment, we're working on longer videos. We have recently come out with a second YouTube channel called Nobody Sausage Hits. And we're focusing on music videos. So it's a 1 minute long music video of Nobody Sausage. And we really, really want to expand the sausage universe, add more characters. We have recently come out with a cat, a cute cat. So it would be fun to add other pets and other sausage friends. So pretty much expanding. We have recently launched our merch. So having more Nobody Sausage products and really becoming an entertainment icon, like in the music industry or the TV industry, and, having TV shows of Nobody Sausage, that would be really fun.
There's a downside in that. I remember first such a big hit on the internet animation. I don't know if you remember, but I remember when I was a kid was a thing called Crazy Frog. Yeah, Crazy Frog. And it dialed down throughout the years. How do you think you need to get more people involved, creating, working with Kael, helping him, creating other characters, universes, to expand, because you obviously need more people. I understand that you have ideas, obviously, but do you think about maybe adding more people, creative people, not just, technical, helping animating and stuff?
I think once we really expand Nobody Sausage, a 2-person team is tight. But I think what really happens is most creators, especially people that work with social media, once you stick to only one type of video, people, because of the internet, get tired, Yeah, well, that happens.
We have short attention spans right now.
Yeah, we do. So I think with Nobody Sausage, and I think it's something Nobody Sausage does really well, is changing the content. So we started out with music videos, and then we dived into trends, like TikTok trends, and more recently we have been working on with, very satire, day-to-day life videos. So it's situations that you find yourself in, but also Nobody Sausage finds themselves in,
Yeah. Do you have any tips for young, aspiring, coming up content creators who are maybe struggling right now? What to do, how to find a routine, what to focus on? If, for example, I would like to do something, to create something, and I would be struggling a bit, what your advice would be for me?
I think I'll give out Kael's advice, because I think it's touched me very, many times. And I think it may be simple, but it is true, is that people should try it out, We're really scared of what people are going to think, or if it's going to be, fun, if it's going to work out. But Nobody Sausage, when, he first created it, it wasn't supposed to have so many followers. It wasn't, it wasn't at the top of his mind. It came naturally. Sometimes it will come and sometimes it won't come, but it's really good that you try out things that you like and try out things to see if they work out for you, because we shouldn't be scared, to follow our dreams, and especially finding things that we absolutely love.
And I think I'm gonna ask a question that everybody asked you. What's your favorite clip? Do you have that, or you don't?
Somebody asked me that yesterday.
I know it's
Yeah.
but I haven't heard the answer, and I'm really interested.
No.
It's what you ask every single creator. I asked Devin what was his favorite character in Harry Potter, because it is interesting.
It is. No, I'm just saying that, I was going to say that somebody asked me that yesterday. And
You don't remember?
But no, I remember what I answered, but I'm not sure I have a favorite one. I mentioned two videos. One is, both of them are older ones. One is where a kid sticks up their head inside of the refrigerator and the dad closes the door. I think it's funny. The other one is about a mom, and she's always cleaning the house while you're asleep. So, she's gonna hit the pan, she's gonna vacuum the house, and I think that one is really funny. But I also remembered yesterday, one that I really like is a sausage trying to open a can, like a jar, and they make this funny noise, and they turn into a superhero. So I think those are my favorites, but honestly, I'm biased, so I'll say I like all of them.
Yeah, that's the best answer.
Yeah.
We have a question, please.
Yeah, hi. I was wondering who inspired those moves, like when the sausage is dancing, because they're really iconic. And also another question is, do you watch a lot of content yourself as a content creator? Because you need to know the media of it, right? And sometimes me, for example, I'm just too tired of it, you know? And if you're watching, like, sometimes I want to watch it as like just to relax, but then when you're working with it, you're like watching with the different eyes. So like, yeah, I have those two questions.
Okay, thank you. First of all, answering the first one, definitely not. The moves are definitely not based on either me or Kyle. We can't dance, but we do have a motion capture suit, which is really fun. You put it on and you dance, and the moves show on the computer. So we have hired some dancers to do that. Not all of the videos, but it's a fun fact. We have used motion capture design for a few dance videos, but they were paid. We don't know how to dance, so we left for the professionals.
Do you want to learn that?
Maybe. As a Brazilian, I think I should know how to dance. I should own up to it. And answering your second question, yes, we do watch a lot of social media in general. I personally watch a lot of TikToks because I am Gen Z, so we're always on TikTok. So you do have to watch it, but inspiration doesn't strictly come from social media. I understand that we work with content creation and we depend on social media, but inspiration can come in different forms. So it can come when you're watching a movie, or when you're watching a TV series, or when you're reading a book, So different sorts of art sources, because it does get tiring looking at the screen all the time. So you kind of have to filter through it.
Do you watch more animations or, acted real-life content?
Both. I think I watch more real-life content, and Kyle focuses more on watching other animators, like the one here on the event, the other guests. He's a huge fan as well.
Any more questions? Yes, please.
I have one. I watch a lot of animated videos. I love animation. And I'm wondering if Kyle has collaborated with any other animators, or if there are any plans for featured content?
Thank you. We haven't worked with any other animator yet. I think it would be really fun. I think I always looking forward to it, but we haven't had the chance. But we really like Catnip's videos, Coffee Dan as well. So it would be fun to see.
Catnips and Coffee Dan was here last year.
I know. We talked with them before coming. They gave us some tips.
What were the tips?
About merch. They said, definitely bring something, and free stuff as well. So if you guys want stickers, there's at the booth.
Any more questions? So, thank you, Marina. And everybody, let's give applause for Marina. Thank you.